Hi everyone, it's Renee Yvonne with CompoundPharmacyMarketing.com, and today is Wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday is the day when I bring you one marketing solution to help you grow your compound pharmacy. Today I want to talk a little bit about networking groups. And networking groups are one of the ways that I grew the pharmacies that I've worked for and helped others to grow their pharmacies. Let me tell you a little bit about why I believe in networking groups and then how to select one. First of all, networking groups allow you to meet with the public and to get out in front of people who can help you get into places that you may be having trouble getting into. I've told this story before in many speeches that I've given, but I want to share it with you in case you haven't heard it. Back when I first started, I went to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. They used to have lunches every Friday. And I was speaking with a participant after the meeting who was an insurance agent. I didn't think we really had a lot in common, but we began to talk. And it turned out that he had a little 10-month-old daughter. And he asked me about what compounding was, and I told him a little bit about it. And he said, "Oh my God, you need to speak to my pediatrician." And I said, "Okay, who is she?" It turned out that this pediatrician was someone I had been trying to get in to see for 6 months. Every time I went to see her, she was too busy. She would be backed up. She would make appointments and not show up. It was so frustrating. But she was one of the top pediatricians in town, and I really wanted to get in to meet her. Well, he told me a little bit about his daughter. She was taking Prilosec, omeprazole, and I said, "Well, how is she taking it?" And he said, "Well, the doctor told us to open up the capsule and push the little granules down her throat." Now, I personally think that's just this shy short of just the meanest thing you could do to a little kid. But he was doing it, and I said, "Well, how is it working for you?" He said, "Oh my God, it's a nightmare. She's spitting this stuff out. We're trying to pick the granules up off the floor. We waste far more than she ever takes. And it's just a bad experience for us and her." I said, "Well, you know what? We actually make that at our pharmacy in a liquid form, and we can put a flavor in it and put it in a dropper form so you can get it into her." He was so excited that he went back and talked to the doctor, and the next week I was able to get an appointment. Now, think about that. I hadn't been able to get in and see her on my own for 6 months, and with the recommendation of a patient, I got in there in a week. So I believe heavily in networking because you never know who can help you get into places that you can't get into. And you can network anywhere. But I want to specifically talk about meetings right now. Now, one thing I do notice is that pharmacists do tend to join the Chamber of Commerce. But one of the issues I see is that they don't go to the meetings. Joining is not enough. In order for it to work, you have to work the Chamber of Commerce or whatever meeting it is. That means you have to go, you have to participate, maybe take on a leadership role. You have to get involved so that people know you and they understand what it is that you do. When you go often enough, you'll find that you'll also have an opportunity to stand up for 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the group, and really give a great presentation on what your business is. So if you need help with that, let's talk, but I'll get to that at the end. One thing you want to do before you choose a group is to visit several groups. The chamber may not be the right place for you. I loved the chamber when I was there, but that doesn't mean it's the right place for everybody. Some chambers are more active than others. You may want to consider a BNI group like Business Network International. You may want to try a totally different group. Typically, once you get involved in either the chamber or a BNI group, they will have members who are in other groups who can certainly introduce you around. The great part is that typically there's never a pharmacist there. So if you're in a group that's exclusive, meaning they only take one industry per group, you'll probably fit right in because there won't be anybody else there like you. Definitely talk to people. See if you can find a group that has the same people that has members who are servicing the same people that you service. So for instance, maybe the group has a dentist in it, or maybe it has a pediatrician in it. Maybe it has a lot of people in it who see family practice doctors. You want to make sure that you're seeing someone like that because then you can collaborate more, and you can begin to form teams. For instance, real estate does a great job at this. Usually in a group, you'll see a realtor, there'll be a broker, there'll be an insurance agent of some sort, there'll be somebody from ADT, there'll be a painter, there'll be a contractor, and you can see how this just keeps ballooning and ballooning, and suddenly they have this awesome team of people. They just refer business to each other. I buy the house, then I go over here and get this interior decorator. I'm going to recommend this painter to you. I'm going to recommend this contractor, and it's all within the network. So if you can find that, that would be a beautiful thing, where you can find someone who is a dentist, maybe someone who does do family practice medicine or pain management medicine. If you can get in a group like that, that's even better, because then you can start referring business to each other. So visit the group a few times, talk to people, get to know them, and then join the group and commit to going. Commit to going as much as you possibly can. Make it an appointment where you show up. You have leads that you can share with people. You have resources you can share with them. It doesn't always have to necessarily be a business lead, but if you're listening to people, you'll find that maybe they're looking for something totally unrelated to their business. You may have someone there who's looking for a babysitter, and your child is of the age that they can watch their children. So you never know how those connections can work out and meet and work, how they can meet and work out for you. Woo, tongue-tied today. So that's one of the things that I love about networking. The last thing I'm going to talk about as far as networking is make sure you have a great elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch is the thing that you're going to say that people are going to remember. You typically only have 30 seconds to 2 minutes to give it, depending on the group that you join. So it needs to be concise. It needs to be clear. You do not need to go on and on about how long you've been in business and we do everything under the sun. It needs to be really good. And if you need help crafting that, then please feel free to sign up below, and let's talk about what your elevator pitch can be when you go out to do your marketing. And this can be what you use anywhere you go, because people are always going to ask you what compounding is. Now, if you like this tip, I want you to do 3 favors for me. First of all, to sign up for my YouTube channel. I do these every week. I answer questions. I find interesting things that we can talk about so that we can share this information together. Number 2, leave a comment in the box below. How has networking worked for you? Have you found it to be effective? Have you found it to not be effective? And let's talk about how we can make it a great process for you and for the group that you're going to. And number 3, if you missed my webinars, I'd love for you to sign up. You can check out the last 2 I did, how to market for pharmacists who hate to market, and how to get past the gatekeeper. You can sign up and view those and learn more about marketing your compound pharmacy. In the meantime, I'm Renee Yvonne with CompoundPharmacyMarketing.com, wishing you a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.